Akin Akinpelu is a performance coach, multinational consultant, international speaker, and facilitator whose excitements span areas as business innovation, human capital development, and people management for several companies like Axis Bank, African Leadership Academy, GT Bank, and a host of others. He is the convener of the popular yearly Upgrade Africa that brings about 15 top CEOs together and creates a platform where visionaries meet with luminaries. He is the custodian and lead pastor of the Eden Center. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a great Upgrade 2019 welcome to our convener, Pastor Akin Akinpelu.
Good afternoon, everybody. So the theme for this year, we're talking about pave the way. And I know in my heart that there's so many people here that you don't even know where to start from. And some of you are at a point where you started, but you're stuck. And some people you're at a point where you're thinking of how to innovate, how to get better, and all of that. So all of us were at different levels, going through different things, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we clear the road and make some progress. So the metrics, the things you can see in Nigeria, they are not encouraging. A lot of your friends are living to Canada now, living to the US, living to the UK. All kinds of things are happening. Look at your neighbor and say, your destiny is in your hands. So there are people here who think that I have one uncle somewhere who is supposed to love me, who is supposed to help me, and you're being bitter about the person, and you're being offended. Oh, somehow, if she had helped me, if he had helped me, maybe my life would have been better. If he had invested into my business, maybe this, maybe that. But nobody owes you anything in life. You need to wake up to that today, that nobody, they may be in the position to help and they choose not to help you, but they do not owe you that help. And that's the truth. So there's no bitterness against it. There's nothing. You can come and meet me today and say, please come and help me in my business. If I'm not interested in helping you in your business, I'm not going to do anything about it. And your bitterness or your offense will not change anything concerning that. So it dawned on us that our life was in our hands at that time. I can shock you that somebody who grew up in that kind of family, I never knew. I used to at a point when Benin, at the Benin demonstration school or something, and I knew what it means to go to a private school, do all of those things. You know, you change one school uniform on daily basis, probably have 7 that you wear. And I got to the point where we had to, when I got back to Lagos, to pay a PTA of 10 naira was a lot of struggle. There was a time we couldn't pay the PTA in the school that I was in, and we had to start hawking in the city of Lagos. We hawked, I personally hawked about 16 things in my life. You see this head you are seeing? This side is a bit flat. It's some trees that I carried around Ijora, carried around Apapa Wharf, and a few places in this city. Because the truth is that I have a choice. I could go join bad gangs. I could just start going to steal or become a Yahoo boy. And as at that time, Yahoo was just, imagine. You understand? And I had a lot of people who could mentor me into Yahoo. The next door neighbor was a Yahoo star. He was an elder in his church at 35, elder. Built some things in the church that made him an elder, but he was a strong Yahoo. Those were the guys that helped in the emergence of the first revolution of Yahoo boys in this country. You have a choice. That's the truth. You have a choice. But you're going to choose what you want to do and how you want to pave the way for your future. So you're going to sit down and say, oh, I will just keep complaining. Things are bad. Things are not working. This is what, that is that. Hey, but you can also choose to say, no, I would do all I can do to deliver the future. Enter into the future. Create a future that I want to live in. And I'm just going to get into it. You have the right to do that for yourself. The first thing I sold in my life was ice water. Got to the place in Apapa Wharf, gave me a bowl, a big bowl, put ice water into it. I'm sure you know ice water, right? Not pure water. The one you put into 20 naira nylon of Gary, and you use a small sieve, pour water into it, tie it together, put ice block on it, and go on the street and shout cold ice water, tutu, saying the same thing 5 times as if you didn't go to school. That's how we go everywhere. In a Papa Wolf, selling and selling and selling. How much is the water? 50 kobo, 1 naira. But that's how we had to sell our way to get into the future. You love to live a beautiful life. You have got to create it for yourself. Nobody's going to create the future that my pastor says something and I will never forget. He says that he's not surprised at where he is. He said if he's not there, he would have been surprised. It means that the future is predictable if you can create it. So you've got to create, you have to take it into your hands and say, no, I make a decision to do that for myself and for my future. Chika said David would have thrown the first son, the second son, the third son. He would have done the fourth, the fifth, and if the fifth one does not kill Goliath, guess what? He's going to run away. And you have to keep up, keep up, keep up, keep up. And you know the best thing is that you are alive. So there's no complaint. No, you can tell me, oh, there's nothing. I have no money. Nobody's going to help me. You are alive. If you are alive, you have the greatest asset on earth. Sold ice water. After selling ice water, we made some money. I started selling drinks. I sold Tandy, sold Crush, sold some Dr. Prepper product, all kinds of things in a Papa Wolf. And after a while, I saw somebody who met me at NP, Nigerian Port Authority, at the Papa Wolf here, and said to me that, you speak so good. Why are you doing this? I said, well, this is life, and I have to take it into my hand. I said, I need to help you. I was excited as somebody there to help me, and it took me to somebody who was selling food. And the woman gave me a Magic Cube coverall and said, today, I'll start serving food, start washing plate, and I'll start taking it around. That was a help from somebody. And the person who helped me was just an entry-level staff at Nigerian Port Authority, who is presently the GM right now, and we do some things at higher levels together. To him, that was help, but there was nothing I brought out from that place. 7, I entered my first escalator while serving food and washing plate. I'll go and serve the guys there, and I'll be like, wow, this guy, you're good. Have you been through a situation where everybody feels that you are more than this, and they can help you and they won't help you? And you're wondering, so why are you feeling concerned when you really don't want to go further to help me? And everybody will say, hey, 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 but nobody was doing anything about it. After a while, the police came and said, nobody should sell anything here. And we had to return back to our house in Surulere, and we had to, my mother said now, you know, we used to be very rich. So we used to have sack of gari, sack of rice. We used to buy it in bags. You know, when you are rich, you buy it in bags. When you are poor, you buy it in derika. Oh yes, but you have the bag somewhere. So the bags is what we will put. We will go to a place in Kano Street in a Butemeta here, and we're going to put the wood, firewood into it, put it on our head, and that's what we'll start selling. You lay it 3 by 3 and you sell it 20 now. And after a while, I sold egg, I sold puff-puff, I sold buns, I sold chichi. See, how did I learn entrepreneurship? I would go and meet a woman of blessed memory, Mrs. Gazama. I don't know that woman from anywhere. She'll give me like 20 crates in a week on credit, and I will go to any human being selling anything on the street, and I'll ask them, do you need eggs? They say yes. I can give, they'll tell me they have somebody supplying them. I say, forget it. I will give you my own. You will not pay until Friday night. And they were excited about that. And they started collecting 2 crates, 3 crates, 4 crates, 5 crates. Some of you, you have some product, you sit down at home, you are saying there's no business. You can't even go out and get your hands dirty. If you're going to pave the way for yourself, you will sleeve up. Get your hands dirty. Go on the road and make sure you break through for yourself. Your breakthrough is not in the hand of a pastor. So don't be religious about it. It's not in the hand of a church or one uncle or somebody. It's what you would have to do for yourself. After all, what about people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, who are not even Christians or Muslims, and they put their destiny into their hands? What do you want to say about that? So we had to sell everything. I sold Amstel Malta when it came out. I sold Crush. I sold all kinds of things at that point. And I had to make sure that I keep up with life, keep up with destiny. At a time in my life, there are certain people I will look at and I'll say, wow, this person inspires me. Oh, this person inspires me. This person inspires me. And I'm going to give you a fast forward of that, of what happened with the people that I said really inspired me at some point. Because I look at my life today. I was like, I think about 5 years ago, myself and my wife, Myself and my wife were just sitting down one day, and I said, let me tell you how I met this person. She said, she is your friend. I said, let me tell you how I met this person, how I met this person. I said, at certain times, there was a time in my life that this person was my secret mentor. And I told her today, I said that, can you see how close we are and how we gist? She said, yes. She said, what happened? I said, even me, I cannot explain it. That you will look at some people from afar, and somehow the things you do now can close the gap and bring you really close to where you are thinking is far from you. At the time I was going to be 25, I'd made my first 10 million naira in my life with everything that happened to me legally. Not Yahoo Plus, not Yahoo multiplication, nothing. Legal business. So you've got to take your future into your hands. So I'll share with you 3 things that I think is going to help you as we get out of here. Number 1 is the power of association and the power of relationship. There's none of the speakers that came here today that spoke to you that were not products of relationships. Major things that had to happen in their lives, conversations erupted somewhere, or they got information somewhere and they found out that they could deliver on that thing, and that's how things started happening for them. Nobody's going to come and take you by the hand and say, come and be successful. No, nobody's going to do that. Relationship is powerful. I said something some years ago, it has not left my mind. And I said that relationship can compensate for things you never have in life. There's some things you are praying about today. You go pray about it for a long time, and relationship will give it to you on a platter of gold. Some things you pray for 4 years, 5 years, and relationship can give it to you in 2 minutes. Relationships are powerful. Some of you are here today. I mean, when you are done, you just carry your bag. I say, wow, I've been whooped up. I've been inspired. So let me just go home and work on those things. Beautiful. What about the people that you met today? Did you meet 2, 3, 4, 5 people? What are you going to do about it after you left this place? Some of you even met the speakers. How are you going to all the relationship that you enacted or activated today? And forgetting that relationship is the most powerful thing that God can give you as a blessing. Very powerful. There's this story I share. Those who have known me over the years, I always share this story. One day I was going to Umuahia. So I went through Simon Bakwe Airport at Owerri. So when I got in there, I sat down by a short man, really short man, and I was excited because the man was short, but he looked very serious. He had his glasses on and he was reading the newspaper. And I have a rule that if I enter a place, at least I will meet 3 to 4 people anywhere I get to. When Irene was talking to you the other time, when she was moderating the panel, she said that you sell perfume. Do you hug people? The person said no. How would people know that you sell perfume even when you don't hug people? People need to hug you and say, wow, you smell nice. Then who made this perfume, or whose perfume are you wearing? I said, oh, I made it. And you activate something from there. So I sat down and I said, good morning, sir. And he said, good morning. And he kept on reading his papers and walked on. We went on 25 minutes into the flight. And I was like, sir, I really like to know you. And we started gisting. We spoke a little bit, and I still didn't know. Then by the time we came out from the aircraft, he carried his briefcase, and I said, can I help you carry it? And he was really shocked. I mean, because when I looked at him, he's probably about 20 years older than I am. I said, this man is older. I can help him carry it. So I carried the briefcase for him, and we came down the aircraft. As we came down the aircraft, a lot of people behind. So I saw this convoy packed, and they were coming to welcome somebody. Obviously not me. And if they're coming near me, is it I've done something wrong? I'm going to jail or something, you know. So at that time, I just finished. I was indebted. So I was in debt for a long time. I was indebted to about 40 million in my business that I was running as at that time. So I was just paying all the monies of that time. So anything may be looking for me, anything in uniform, you know. So, and they were walking towards me. So it's either they're coming for somebody behind me, or I'm going to jail. But only to find out that the man I was helping to carry the briefcase was the man they came for. And I said, wow, this man must be important. And they picked up the briefcase from me, saluted him, and when he was done, he gave me his card. When I checked his card, I saw it. His name was Yemi Oshibajo. Not your vice president. Then he was just Yemi Oshibajo of Simon's Cooper Chamber in Ikoyi. I picked up the card. Another thing is that you can have the card and be excited, but the name, okay, former Attorney General, okay, beautiful, but it wasn't. What am I going to do with a lawyer? What's a lawyer going to do in my life? I'm into consulting, I'm into training, so what will it do for me? So one day I decided to go to his office. So I met a man called Barrister Tunde Rukere. Of course, all the guys are lawyers. So I met Barrister Tunde Rukere, and we met. He was a PA then. And you know, some of you, when you know the boss, you don't treat the PAs well. You are wasting your time. You know, so you say, this is the boss I know, so I want to see the boss. Can I talk? Some of you talk to the PAs anyhow. You don't know that the PAs are very powerful. They determine your schedule with the boss. When a PA sits down, I mean, have you gone for a contract and a PA sits down on your proposal? Man, and you start praying. A PA, meet a governor today, are you getting me? And you give him a proposal, he will pass it to the PA. If you are wise, the way you treat the boss is the way you also treat the PA. You see, there are two sets of people in life. Some are powerful, some are potentials. There's natural drive to want to honor people who are powerful, forgetting that the potentials are going to become powerful tomorrow. So now, if you spend all your time looking at the powerful people, also spend some 20% with the potentials, because there's going to be a transition time. So somebody can be here, they may not be able to invest into your business, but you have them as friends today. Anything can happen in 2 years. Anything can happen in 1 year. Ask these guys, they will tell you that 2 years ago or 1 year, I mean, maybe before they got their major breakthrough in business, 2 years before that time, they never saw it coming. They never saw it. They were just doing their own thing. Accumulation, no profit, nothing. Then suddenly, something started opening up for them. And I went to his office. I became very close to Barrister Tunde Rukere. So I saw one day, I went to see Professor Yemi Shobado. We spoke. I started an NGO. He became the chairman of my NGO, and he came to speak for us. We invited him to Dream Business Conference at that time, and he came. He spoke. Had a Excellence Hotel, and he came. 2 times Excellence Hotel and the other place. So he came around. We spoke, and he left. Many years down the line, only to find out that that man was going to be the number 2 of this country. So when I met him, it was a potential. Even that potential was real potential. Are you getting me? But it wasn't powerful. But only to find out that after, and you know, before that time, I would call him, say hi to him. I know his birthday, his wife's birthday, Auntie Dolapo's birthday. Like we fondly call her, the children. I sell them texts on their birthdays. I don't ask them for money or say help me or something. I just oil my relationship in a healthy way. In a healthy way. Some of you, you come and meet somebody after a conference, say, can you come and mentor me? I know what you're talking about. So that's why I always tell you I cannot mentor you. Not because I have a beef for mentorship, because I know exactly where you're driving at. So by the time I give you 2 days, you're asking me for money. No, you can't rise like that. You can't rise. Say, can you mentor me? I say, yes. Say, and 2 years, sir. I want to speak somewhere. Somebody say, can you mentor me? And that same day, he's asking me for transport. I'm wondering, are you ready for life? I said, trek home. The person wrote it on Facebook that these people, they're funny people. They don't help people. God has helped them. That's your business. Trek home. I've trekked from Surulere to Victoria Island. Do you know what that means? From Surulere to Victoria Island, you must be joking. You can walk from Lagos to Ibadan. Let me tell you something. There are some helps that when people give you, they kill your capacity to produce that result. There are some helps that people will give you that you should reject. It will kill the capacity for you to produce that thing. And you won't know. I was speaking to somebody I respect so much, and he said, he spent a lot of time receiving free money from a tea salad. And you will know him. He said, free money from a tea salad that every year, retainership, they're not sending, I think, 10 million or 20 million or something, and blah, 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 blah. He said all the businesses he ought to have gone for, he didn't go for it because he was seeing free money. He said now the free money is gone. He will have to hustle his way to get those businesses. But time had gone. Younger boys have come into the scene. They are taking the contract. So you've got to understand that relationships are powerful. Last year when I got a call, I said they want to host vice president or something in the UAE, in Dubai, and they want me to be part of it, and probably about 3 countries. And in fact, they were even asking me that His Excellency said, will I be able to make it? I said, what kind of question is that? I am there. I am there. Will I be able to make what? Who born me? I'm there. Flew the same aircraft with him. Slept in the same hotel with him. We slept on water together. not literally. The same experience together. A billionaire slept in my room because his room was not ready. And they said, what can we do? I said, what can you do? I said, I have a spare space in my room. Bring him. And we slept, no, not together. We slept on the same bed. We slept on the same bed. And we gisted and I'm talking about customers, Maduka. We gisted and gisted and gisted. Relationships are powerful. Some of you want to start a business. You say, I'm looking for money for a website. I'm looking for money for this, money for that. Do you know that so many? How many of you can do websites? Let me see your hands. You'll be shocked. You can find 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You are thinking, I want to start a business. I need an office space. I need a website. I need this. If you're connected, there's no how in your journey of life you not have met certain people who can offer what you have. If you don't have relationships, you will have to spend a lot of money. And most times you don't have the money to spend. So build relationships. Honor relationships. Oil the relationships. Spend time building it on a yearly basis, on daily basis. It will help you. When you go for conferences like this, you meet with the speakers, and after that time, oil the relationships. Oil it. Can I shock you? Most of the speakers that spoke today, I don't even know them from anywhere. You would have thought that I'm the host, so I just called them and I said, come. I didn't. Faith, did I call you? I know Faith, but I didn't call her. How all maybe the speakers tomorrow, maybe if you see Tara and T.Y. Bello and the rest of them coming tomorrow, Akiade Mose, Yomi will be here of Softcom. That guy that got 6.5 billion, I know his staff is looking at me. Tell him I mentioned him. You know, maybe I will know if you, for this guy, I don't know them. What produced it? Relationship. Relationship is powerful. Pay attention to it. Number 2 is the power of skill. I shared 3 with you. I will shut down for today. Number 2 is the power of skill. Talents are raw, and talent is never enough. Some of you have got talent. I can sing, I can draw, I can write, I can speak, I can train, I can do this, I can do that. That's beautiful. But you've got to go beyond your talent to the point where your talent can become a skill. When you sharpen a talent, it becomes a skill. So in this country, you used to have some, what do you call them? Comedians, many years ago. So do you guys know Giringori? Good. Do you know Zebudaya? Beautiful. Do you know Clarus? Good. You know Alue? You know those guys at a point they were fantastic comedians. But if you check those guys today, they are really, really poor. Some of them are alive. They are really poor. Now look at the new generation of comedians that you have today. You have guys like Bobby, Alibaba. Not Alibaba is even their grand, you know. So you have AY, you have Basketmouth, you have Bobby, you have all of these guys. If you ask Sheilo, one day he was talking with me. I said, Sheilo, I said, how much do you make when you go to O2 Arena, pull up a show or something? He said, bros, even when there's bad business, as in the business is bad, things didn't work well. It's not that in that 3 hours meeting, I should not go with 5 million. That things are bad. Not to go with 5 million. So compare those guys with the first set of guys. The first set of guys have talent. This new set of guys have what they call skill. Skill is a lot of rigor. You've got to build it, pay your way, do everything you need to do. So you have trainings, you have academies to attend, you have conferences to attend, good conferences to attend, all of those things, and you have to pay for them doing. Some of you, they say go for an event and it's 5,000 and say no, I'm not going. I'd rather go and buy shawarma. No problem. If your destiny requires it, go for it. But some of you, you are stuck because all your life, what you are spending money on is pizza, shawarma, Cold Stone. What Cold Stone and shawarma can do for you, it can take you to a conference that can transform your life. I know how you guys think. You want to go to your church or your mosque and they will now prophesy something. And you now start running with those things they prophesy. And you find out that in 3-4 years, those things don't happen to you. Because you are not doing anything with what you heard. You're not doing anything with it. Get skill. Even God will work with skillful people. That's what he does. So you live here today, make sure you get a skill. And in the banner that you have, the brochure that you have, there are 3 key decisions you must make today. When you get home or before you leave here, write it down. 3 decisions you have to make today. Don't let these great conferences don't make people. It is great decisions. This one will just be one of those conferences you attended. How was it? Tight. I said, how were the speakers? Man, solid. So what did you learn? Come on, go and get it. Go and get the CD. Some people can't remember what they said. What you have to show for it is the pictures you took and all of that. 2 weeks ago, I got for some 3 months they were talking to me about something and said, oh, there's no commissioner in a particular state. They want to come and do something. Then a man, one of the billionaires, Salah, they come on. I mean, he just called me and said, I have this stuff. Can you do something for this state? I said, yes. It's going to require it to. And he said, and that was how I entered into a conversation, and they signed up a deal with me with a full state for me to be in charge of their education relationship. I slept, I woke up, somebody just called me and said, I think there's something you can do for us. Would you do it? And I said, yes, sir, I will do it. That was it. So you will hear that kind of thing. You say, it's the grace of God. Listen. Don't let me go that way. Don't worry. Because grace does not mean your brain is frozen. That's the idea. You still have to use your brain. So get a skill. Get a skill. It's important. It's important. And number 3, whatever your hand finds to do, I beg you, do it excellently well. Should have said it. TDJ said it. You may be doing something and later you find that that's not what you want to do. But what you want to do is connected to what you are doing wrongly. So sometimes you say, I don't know what I'm called to do. I don't know my purpose. Whatever you can do legally, just keep doing, or look for somebody that you can serve. And you learn. I still believe strongly in apprenticeship, but in a modern way where you can learn and observe. Then you learn the secret, learn the trade. When God asked them, everybody had to observe at certain time empirically and said, oh, this works, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. Check all the speakers here. So they told you that, oh, there was one Mary Blarica or something got it in the US that helped him. Chika talked about his own man. Everybody had somebody. But whatever you are given to do, I beg you, do it excellently well. Listen, your work or whatever you do for people or for yourself is your signature. Let people go to that work after that time, find their signature and say, who did this job, so that they can come for you. Don't do things shabbily. Don't just do it because you just want to do it and just quickly walk away. Don't. Not even at the workplace, not even in your personal business, not even in anything you do for yourself. Don't ever do it. Somebody said to us, these people that employ us, they don't pay us well, they want to kill us. I say, die there. Die there. Because when you die, you will resurrect. Oh yes. Die there. You may, see, I always say this and it's important. You will not reap where you sow, but you will reap what you sow. You cannot determine the where, but you keep sowing the seed and do it well. One day somebody is going to come looking for you and say, hey, I know this guy, I know this girl, he can do this, he can do that. Do it well. Somebody's your mentor, follow well. On your business, do it excellently well. Sometimes you don't make profit, but just make sure you satisfy your client. Some of you meet somebody because they said the person is a millionaire and the person needs your services, and because you have not paid your house rent for 1 year, you just put all the profits together, and as you are seeing the man, you are seeing 1 year house rent. That's not how to build a relationship. That's not how to build it. Let your heart go into what you're doing and do it excellently well.